What's going on, everybody? We have some breaking news. President Trump has signed a new act that will help veterans that are behind on their mortgage payment. Now, this program does replace the VASP program. So let me share my screen with you guys so you guys know exactly what we're talking about. So it's going to be the HR 1815, which was signed into law today. Now, this is the VA Home Loan Program Reform Act. This was passed, I believe, about 2 weeks ago by the Senate and the House. So we were just waiting on signature from the president. Now that has officially happened, and I do have a whole video on that breaking down some of the pieces to it, but let me give you guys some updates to it. So nearly 70,000 veterans are currently 90 days or more past due on their mortgage. Now this could range from a lot of different things, but a lot of people still suffer from COVID during the CARES Act when they were supposed to defer payments, and then all of a sudden they basically made veterans pay for that lump sum upfront for the payments they missed, and obviously causing a lot of veterans to go into default. And just as a side note, guys, my name is David Piatek. I am a loan officer, so I help veterans utilize the VA home loan. And this is a great tool that for veterans if they fall on financial hardship, because obviously, as we know, life changes. That's why it's so important to budget correctly and make sure you monitor your credit so you can get the cheapest financing options if something does come up. Now, what this basically authorizes the VA to do is partial claims. Now, what that essentially means is that the VA can buy or pay for a portion of your default, right? So if you're behind $30,000, they're able to say, hey, we're going to pay for that $30,000, bring the veteran current so they can keep making their mortgage payments, which is a little bit different than what the VASP program was, where they actually purchased the entire loan and the VA serviced it. When that program came out, it was kind of odd that the VA was doing something like that because the VA is a government entity. They're not a mortgage servicer, even though they do one portion of that currently, which is their natal program. But that's neither here or there. There's not many veterans that are utilizing that. Other big important thing to note with this program is that it is a 5-year program. So they'll have to go back to the table when it comes to how the program is going to work a little bit later. Now, one big piece with this is the VA will now have a claim on your property. So think of it like a second mortgage. They're going to have vested interest in your property. VASP program was a little bit different. And still right now, a lot of veterans that are behind or facing foreclosure do have a lot of equity at play. So that was one of the big things that people debated with this program, should they do it or not, because veterans do have a lot of equity in their properties, but the idea is not to lose their home. Obviously, that makes sense. And also, lenders will have to go through a loss mitigation requirement, just steps that they need to take in order to make sure that the veteran has all the options available to them. And if you don't know, a lot of veterans that are behind 30 or 40,000, a lot of times they're getting put into a loan program that's 40 years for a loan modification. So let me guys actually show you the law itself. There's a ton of it, a ton of stuff that is in here. It's actually not too bad. And again, I did a whole video breaking that down as well, so you guys could check that out. But yeah, taking those steps to be able to do that. And also there's additional protections for veterans that allows additional claims for those affected by presidential declared disaster areas. It's another big one. And there's also some additional funding for VA grants for homeless veterans that's going to be implemented within that. There's also been a lot of support from the National Association of Realtors, the Mortgage Brokers Association, and various support companies for veterans like the VFW and American Legion, and mortgage companies as well, because obviously it helps both mortgage companies because veterans are not going into foreclosure. They have to spend more money on doing modifications. And on the flip side of that, veterans obviously don't want to lose their homes. Like, I understand that. Veteran myself, I have a VA home loan. So if life events happen, at least you know there's something there for that. Downside, I think, VASP was a great program because it put veterans at the VA's interest rate, not ours, right? The VA's at 2.5%, which is very nice, and low payments. Here, you're saying like, look, VA is going to step in, buy a portion of the default so you could be current, and then you continue making your payments, and then you pay them back obviously when you sell your property. So those are things to keep in mind. Make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe button. Check out the rest of the videos we have around home ownership, how you can leverage and utilize that amazing VA home loan, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.